I'm telling you the truth.
Wait. Hold on. People exit is required to create a live broadcast on their platform. All right, cool. I don't care about that. Wait. What, are we live? Hold on. The people have to let me know. Are we live? Remove this. Remove the addition from the stream. Remove. Wait. Okay. So, what about? Oh, it can do Instagram as well. Wait there, Spence. I'm just trying.
Is that what you can do? You can do Instagram as well, now?
Yeah. It seems things have changed,
brother. You throw it to Instagram as well.
Please copy paste your stream key on Instagram. Bro, we ain't got time for all of that. We just ain't got time for that. Oh, Instagram stream key. Well, forget about this. Anyway, let's continue. Let me just make sure. People, are we back? Are we live? Are we streaming live? I just want to see one comment and then I know that we're live. Yes, you are live, finally. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me start the show in the long-awaited words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up. I mean, long time no speak. I used to know this guy called Tunde Ajayi. You know what I mean? He took a young man all the way to the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? And Tunde's made a bag of money now. He don't want to come to the show.
I'm sorry. You know what they say? Money won't change you. Oh, sorry, we're all adults here. Money does change you, mate. Nah. Anyone who knows me knows that's foolishness.
What do you mean that's foolishness? Tunde, you're gonna do the show. I see Tunde on the beach drinking champagne and eating caviar. I said, bro, what you did? What you did?
Wait.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, look properly. Tunde's got a new set of teeth, you know.
You joker. All this teeth that you're talking about, you keep misleading the people. Oh, now I ain't got no teeth. I'm gonna get some turkey teeth though. But every time I go to the dentist for the hygienist, he said, "Bro, you don't need no teeth.
You don't need them, Tunde. You don't need them. Just carry on bleaching them. You don't need no."
Yeah. I've got the hereditary bottom. That's hereditary. But I might get that. But you never know. But anyway, let me start. Listen, we've gone, but we ain't gone too far. You know, like I'm always there. But the last time, let's just keep the same flow. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say good evening to Yem Talk Boxing. Miss Levy 30 is in the house. Old tight Miss Levy, old tight Joe Barrow, old tight AV Developments, old tight Freddy 417, old tight RZ2779. Come on, yeah. Listen, wait, we ain't even going there yet, bro. Old tight, what's this? Muse Cakes, it looks like. Moving Right 100, Tony G 357, ND708 in the building, Kwame the Gator, the one and only Kwame the Gator, and my brethren, friend, confidant, to myself and Spencer Fearon, the one, the only, Mr. Bobby Wright 7396. Good evening, sir. Yeah, man's back on the thing. It's good to be back though, I'm not gonna lie. All tight late show 42, all the way in the US of A. My man, big up, thank you for joining us. All tight Guzzy 137, all day, every day. Spence, update me.
Update you? Listen, brother. All I know is this, yeah? Every week somebody's saying, "Oh, when's the show coming back? Every day. And it's like, child, you know, just pressure me. Right now, like, boxing is just, seriously, boxing is just a different landscape with this Zuffa thing right now.
Zuffa is a serious name, you know. Zuffa. Serious name.
Yeah, with the Zulfa thing, no, the Zulfa thing's very, very serious. You know what I mean? The fact that we didn't get the chance to touch on Conor Benn, that was a massive talking point, but everybody saw when Conor Benn apologized to Duke McKenzie. I was lucky enough to be sat there at the time. Me and Tunde were at the annual British Border Control luncheon, and he was there with the English and Southern Area champion, Joe Kodua, right?
Yes, sir.
Soon to be British champ.
Yes,
And
sir.
and we were there, which was it was nice. It was nice. And then off of the back of that now, it was like
Spence, you know you can't multitask, bro. So don't try to read comments. Or why is he Spencer frozen? Bro, Spence, this guy, he can never find. You see what I'm saying? I've just come back on this thing. Spencer's frozen already. What's the matter? Bobby, sort your mate out. He's frozen. But he was mid talking and he's frozen. Spence. Oh, God almighty. You see what? I come back 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. And this guy is frozen already. Poop pie looking mother F. You know what? It's not even. I can't even carry the conversation up because you know Spencer looks so silly. Oh my goodness, Bobby, right? Oh God! Look, you know what? This is why. This is why I had to come back. This is why I had to come back because only Spencer himself could give me this kind of joke on a Sunday evening when I'm trying to get my thoughts right. Bro, I'm trying to get my thoughts ready for Monday. And Spencer's all wait, he's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. Wait. Spence. Spencer, bro, I've been on this thing 5 minutes here, and you're giving me joke already.
I don't even know. I don't even know what happened. The thing just chop off.
It's the first time in my life I've seen poop pie frozen.
Yeah, the thing just, I don't know what happened.
Poop pie was frozen. For those of you who don't know who poop pie is, just go rewatch. I mean, everyone's got if they ain't got the channels, everyone's got a Fire Stick nowadays. Go rewatch Desmond's from the 90s. There's a character in there called Poop Pie. He's usually got out on. He looks exactly like Spence.
And what, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go and watch the same Desmond's and go and watch. Look, because Tunde was in it as well. Tunde's Matthew. Just remember that part there. Don't have to post back up the comparisons.
Oh mate, this is too much joke. Oh, tight. Daniel Grace 9671. You know we're back. We're back, bro. Tony G is definitely Spencer's double. Bobby, right? We're back, and no, this ain't a replay of Desmond's from the 90s. This is actually The Fight Is Right with my co-host, the one, the extraordinaire, the man with more knowledge than Botrek, the one, the only Spencer Fearon. But Spence, let's get back to what we were talking about.
Yeah,
you're going into the
with the thing, like a lot of people.
Look at that. We just come on the thing, man. Start the church service givings, the collection bowl moving. Old tight, Mr. Sammy J673S. Thank you, sir, for the 50 sec. And do remember, you can donate. You can donate. We'll put your comments up. Just dash a little change. It's all good, but thank you. He says, miss you, boys. Your thoughts on promoters having a dig at each other. Fighters lose out. Fight fans lose out. Yeah, well, absolutely, my man. We are definitely going to touch on that, and that is one of the highlights and topics that we will be discussing and breaking down for this show this evening. But thank you for the 50 set, brother. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Sammy. Listen, man, like I was saying, and you saw it, but then you left. When Conor Benn took the alleged 15 million, I don't know how much it was, that's a bag of money, right? And everybody was, right, everyone's cussing him, yeah? This is
Why,
my thing.
hold on. Why is everyone cussing him?
No, they were. On socials, they were. You're not on socials like that. You know what I mean?
Wait. My brother from another old tight, Mr. Bobby Wright,
Salute, Bob.
7396. Sunday nights have missed you too. Love, and love again, brother. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Manny ain't getting nothing from this money. From this money here. Because Manny's a high flyer. You talk about me. Manny just sends the link and he's out of there. But old tight, thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate it. Go ahead, Spence. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, like, when people were saying, oh, Conor Benn this, Conor Benn that, there's a lot of negative talk about Conor Benn, yeah? To which I'm turning around and saying, if you were in that position, all the people criticizing him, and you got offered 15M, what would you do?
Are you asking me?
No, not you. I'm saying in general. I'm just putting that as a right. What would anybody do, right?
Well, I mean, listen. If anyone wants to put comments up, feel free. But my own personal opinion is, a lot of people feel that loyalty has a price, and sometimes I always in everything in life, I've always been a person who tries to look on things from both sides. You know, the money talks. Money can't buy you happiness, but ultimately, if you're in an economic part of the world, UK, USA, money does talk, Spence. Bills have to get paid, everything, the price of living, standards. And when you've got a family to consider, a boxer has a short career. And he has to weigh up all those things and say, am I thinking about myself? Am I thinking about my family? What's the decision I have to make? Regardless of and none of us really know the facts of this whole saga, so-called saga. But 15 million, in my opinion, is a lot of money to turn down. And if it is only one fight deal, then there's an opportunity for
reconciliation.
Reconciliation for Conor and Eddie really to sit down around a table and I'm sure Eddie. Listen, I don't think Eddie would begrudge somebody going off and earning life-changing money.
It was a matter of how it was done.
Yeah, maybe that's what
agree.
Eddie is, and it is hurtful when somebody you really feel that you can trust goes back and does something behind your back. If it was done behind his back, again, we're just talking as onlookers. None of us know what Conor's doing. None of us know what Eddie is doing. It's just what we're hearing in the press, and obviously there's lawyers involved, so there's only so much that they can reveal to the general public. But from my understanding, Conor made a decision which was not only based on himself, it was based on his family and his family's future. And for that, I don't think anybody can be upset with him.
No, I think people, you know what? Let's just call it as it is. Because people are looking at him, because Eddie Hearn stood by him when all of the drama come out. I remember we had a really good interview with him that we decided not to put out when the first.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he asked me a question that he most probably thought was going to be rhetorical, where he said, like, come on, Spence, do you think this was on the show? I'm just giving you guys the snippets now because we can talk about it. I was like, do you think Tony would lie for me? Do you think Eddie would lie for me? Right? It was rhetorical, but I answered anyway. I said, yeah, I think they would. Because if you're with somebody and you got love for them, right? You would you want to protect them. Now, especially when they say how close they were in a relationship, right? Whether they say he's a drug cheat or he's not. That's not relevant right now. Bottom line is this. I think there's ways in how you could have handled things, but then remember, and I'm going to be real, I'm not making excuses for it. Conor Benn's still young, you know.
Very young.
He's still young. He's still young.
And when you consider, you know, sorry, guys, carry on.
I'm saying he's still young, and like sometimes when you deep things, you sit down and you think, well, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that, right? But he's now on a deal with Zuffa, and
yes,
and what's it? He's fighting on the Fury undercard.
Yes,
which is that's gonna be sold out, because regardless what anyone want to say, Conor Benn does put bums on seats.
Well, obviously, I mean, nobody, you know, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, and obviously, Conor is generating the numbers, which is making promoters pay that kind of money. I mean, and I guess everyone could look from afar and say he's not worth that, but really, they don't know the numbers. I keep saying to man,
exactly.
if you're not in the rooms, your opinion don't really mean that much. You have to be in the rooms to know what is really going on. And 15 million, I say it over again, you know, we can all talk about he ain't won a British title and all of that. All of that for me, that's just coming from a little jealous place. It's just coming from a jealous place, because if it was your guy who was earning that money and he ain't fought for no British title, you would be behind them. You would be behind them. So there's a lot, you know. Listen, people like myself, and probably you. I say probably, I know, but people, I can only speak for myself 100% wholeheartedly. I've always had the opinion that you have a certain amount of money, and along the way you may meet people that really you build friendships with, which money can't buy. I mean, literally, money can't buy that kind of friendship, because you know there ain't many of them, Spence. There ain't many of them, and look, we can have one car. We can drive one car at a time. We can sleep in one bed at a time. Ultimately, you ain't taking none of that shit to the grave. So you're thinking about the future, and I just think that $15 million is a lot of money, Spencer. And I can't see how anyone should be. I mean, we can all be self-righteous, and I read a comment from Kwame talking about scumbaggish and all of that. Bro, that's all nonsense. What do you mean scumbaggish? Like, I know you're repeating what another man said, but come on, man. Come on. Let's think about it. When the red letter is coming through your door, you gotta keep this thing real. When the red letter is coming through your door, the phone bill man wants his money. Yeah? Your gym fees, yeah, your clothing, all of this costs money. And the fortunate or unfortunate thing about this is the more you accumulate, the higher the costs get. You understand what I'm saying? The more that the big house that you got now, that has to be run. Electric is not the normal electric bill. Everything costs money, and so there are so many cases of where we've seen people amass a lot of money and end up losing it. So, as you said, Conor's a young man. He's made a life-changing decision for himself and his family, and I'm not really judging nobody. Because I weren't there. I just, in my mind, that's a lot of money, Spencer. That's a lot of money. And people can say, I've been around people who say the sky is blue, and as soon as they turn your back, the sky is black. So I ain't really taking what man's saying for anything. I honestly cannot really trust anyone 100% that I don't know. And even when you know somebody 100%, people change, bro. People can change. Bro. So it's only that he's solid. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is a conversation that is far reaching, wide. And it's only right and befitting that we have the man who's got 15 M's in his bank, but goes on like he's got 10 pence in his bank. The one, the only, Mr. Julius Francis. We know where the money is, babe. We know the money's back there somewhere.
What are you talking about? Right. All of them in Julius's belly. It's in his belly.
Oh no, I'm doing something wrong.
Julius,
right,
stop that, bro.
Hello,
Julius, you can't keep
How
on
are you?
carrying
How are the
listen, we know you're, you're middle aged now, Drew, but you can't keep an.
Hey, steady on, Sorry,
Bro,
steady on.
you can't keep on acting like you're some granddad who don't know what flipping the internet is. Bro.
You know what? I'm sorry, but I do have problems logging onto these things because I'm not on a regular like
But
that.
bro, you got to keep up to date. Even me, we're forced to, bro.
I'm trying. I'm trying very hard. Believe me, I am trying.
How you doing, young man?
But I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. It's good to see you again.
Bro,
After it's been a little while. So
yes.
but it's good to see you, and good to see the pair of you. I know maybe sorry, Tunde, I'm not sure if you're Muslim as well, but I know you've been celebrating Ramadan and Eid. So yeah.
Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers.
Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim friends.
Yes,
as well. In the wider community. And it's nice to see you and have you back again.
Thank you very much, sir.
So,
I hope I can stay a little bit longer this time.
Like, well, I'm gonna keep this one really quick here. I just want your opinion on this. If you was Conor Benn, and you got offered that breed of money, what would you do?
Can't turn it down. And I've heard, obviously, right at the beginning, everybody was saying how Conor was disloyal and disrespectful and whatever. My only maybe issue with the whole situation is that maybe he should have spoken to Eddie earlier, right at the beginning of whatever was happening, and said, look, sat down with him, or even just spoke to him on the phone and just said, look, I'm getting offered this. I know I'm not going to be getting this kind of money with you for, I don't know if it's a multi-fight deal, but I've got to do what's best for me. If you're already in that bracket, and obviously, like you were saying, there are, the more you earn, the more you collect, as it were. So yeah, like you say, no one but you is gonna have to be paying the light bill and the food bill and the car bill and all this stuff. So I suppose my only issue was or would have been to sit down with Eddie, first off, and say, look, this is what's happening and I'm gonna take it, but yeah, you can't scoff at it. He's not gonna get that kind of money for maybe one fight or two fights. So take it, look after your family. That's what you've got, a young family, a wife, kids. You know what? So you got to do what's best for you. And I heard this said from Bud Crawford. He said he can't, it's not about disloyalty or disrespect. In the end, for Conor, it's about securing his future. Because when, as a worker, if you're working in a company, when they're done with you, and it's kind of a handshake and a pat on the back.
Yes.
You get gold watch.
I'm finding it
maybe. Nowadays, you don't get the gold watch. You might get a card to say thank you for your service.
Yes.
And that's it.
I kind of find it like, when did morality come into boxing? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I just don't. Bro, it seems like all of a sudden everyone's become moralistic. Like in the sport of boxing.
Yeah. But
like,
sorry, go on. Sorry, carry on.
No, carry on. I just thought I'm listening. I am listening, and again, I just feel like everyone, and it's usually the people from the outside,
right?
Like, there's not a lot of morals in boxing, and there's not a lot of solid relationships.
Tunde, you see, with society as a whole,
yes,
right across the board, we've seen this in the football world, and in the racing, driving, racing cars, Formula One, and stuff like this. But in the wider context of the world, people have just become very insular and very what I get is from me
What's
and
that? Wait,
mine.
what that word mean? Insular, bro. You don't
Insular.
sound
Well,
coming, bro. I don't
yeah,
know
well,
when Cambridge, you know.
it's like you're taking and keeping everything to yourself. You know,
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
see.
grab what I've got to grab
Yes.
and keep it for me. And this is there's a saying that uh when times are hard, you create hard men.
Mm,
Yeah,
Mm.
and hard men create soft times, and soft times create soft men,
mm,
and soft times create hard times. Yeah,
mm,
and that's what it is now. That this society is very very soft, you know,
mm,
and the fact that it's your people that we're even talking about this kind of situation because especially in boxing, in the boxing world, obviously, and we are going back a few years, maybe to the 60s or the 70s, where the money you made in the game, if you were, regardless if you was a champion or not, you had to fight for your living and you had to fight very, very hard for whatever you got, you know?
yes.
And nowadays, and I'm not saying that fighters don't put in the work, but for me, it's not as hard to earn the millions.
Now this is where I
Now,
always this is where I disagree.
This is going to be an interesting conversation. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this
No,
one.
no, it's not. I mean, I kind of disagree when people say it's not as hard. I feel like every generation has its own cross to bear,
yes,
and
I'm not saying
and
that's wrong.
yeah,
I'm not saying that's wrong. But
and yes,
Tunde,
man.
this is my argument with boxing as a whole now,
Mm,
that social media has made it easier for fighters to climb the ladder.
mm,
The more clicks you have on your Instagram and your social media, your TikTok and this, that, and the other, the higher you progress in the rankings. Not necessarily learning the game,
mm.
not necessarily understanding the pitfalls and
I get.
understanding the small nuances of the game.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that,
Okay,
Julie. And I'll
okay.
tell you why. I mean, I'm not just saying I don't agree with it. I'm saying having a TikTok following ain't letting you beat Bud Crawford. It ain't letting you beat Shakur Stevenson.
Right,
It ain't letting you beat uh Dimitri Bivol or Beterbiev
right.
or
So
any of
sorry,
these guys.
hold it there,
Now I'm not.
hold it there, hold it
Yes,
there. But what it's doing, having the
yes,
TikTok following of a few 100,000 followers on TikTok is
yes,
getting you to a position where a fighter who wants to progress in the professional game, because I'm talking about guys who come into boxing. And I've met young fighters, young amateur fighters, and they're moving into the professional game, but saying, I don't want to become, and I don't want to progress in the professional world. I want to go over to the what is the crossover boxing,
yeah.
because
But
that's where they're earning more
that's
money.
a conversation. That's a different conversation. But name me
No, I
one.
think it's the whole
No, no.
conversation,
When I
because
say it's a different,
these are kids that are coming out of the elite amateur field of
yeah,
boxing, elite
and I get
amateurs
it.
saying,
Don't
no,
get me
I'm
wrong.
not going to, I don't want to become a professional fighter because I can earn more money on the what's name circuit, on the celebrity circuit than I can as
Misfits.
as a professional fighter
Yeah,
earning real titles.
yeah. But I'm just going back to what you were saying, Julius, and I'm just pointing out that the reason why I don't agree with what you're saying is that name me one Instagram, TikTok
I,
follower.
right,
Wait, man. Let me say the thing, fam. Let
sorry.
me say the thing. Name me one YouTuber, TikTok amasser that has fought for a genuine world title. Not you. Name me
Not
one,
one.
bro.
All right then. Right. But taking a Jake Paul, for
That weren't for
instance.
no world title.
No, 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 no,
This is
no,
what
no,
I'm trying to
no.
say.
I understand that. I understand. But taking Jake Paul, and because you got to remember, someone has to start it. Yeah, and the person who went there was the Jake Paul and Logan Paul. They
Yeah.
brought that into the game. But
Yeah.
you're fighting a Jake Paul or Logan Paul or whatever. He's fighting as someone like a Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
Tommy Fury, for all what he's done and whatever, is not that guy. Would Tommy? You got to understand that. Again, a Tommy Fury is coming off the back of his brother, who was a genuine world champion, and then he's earning and surpassing guys that and money wise. I'm talking money wise. He's already become a multi-millionaire on the back of 7 or 8 professional boxing matches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not even being of a standard where, for me personally, that he would be able to fight for an English title
Right.
or a
Yeah,
Southern area title.
Can I interject now, Julius? Can I interject? Sat
Sorry?
down.
Yeah. Wait.
Right.
I've
Let
listened
me
to
just
you.
land one. Let me just land one last time.
Go on.
Drew, the reason why I'm saying I disagree, because what you're talking about is just people making money or YouTubers making money on one particular night against boxers. But the reason why I say our sport is protected is because no YouTuber can go up them rankings and fight no legitimate world champion. You
Stop
ain't
there.
getting not one
Stop
of them.
there.
Wait.
Stop there. All right. He wasn't a YouTuber. But Fabio Wardley is, and I'm not knocking Fabio Wardley, because Fabio Wardley has done absolutely. He's come from nowhere to become a world champion, and
Yeah.
that's why. And I can't knock him. I'm not knocking his
So why you calling his name for?
credentials outside of boxing, what he did before
Bro,
boxing.
why you call it, bro? Fabio Wardley lick out Fraser Clark.
No. But where did Fabio Wardley start?
Joseph
You know what I
Parker.
mean? And I'm
This is
talking
a
about where
legitimate
they start from.
No.
Fabio
He's a
Wardley
white
started.
collar.
Remember, Fabio Wardley started on the
What
white collar
I'm trying to say
boxing.
is he's gone through the process, Julius. You
Yes,
can't say
he has.
Fabio Wardley is a YouTuber. That's disrespect.
No.
Bro.
And in no way am I saying Fabio Wardley is a YouTuber. Not in any way. Not in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, because we have fighters of, and I'm not, believe me when I say I'm not knocking Fabio Wardley, because 1 or 2 times I've bet against him and he's proved me wrong. Yeah, not only that, I can see with Fabio Wardley is a fighter at heart. Yeah,
Okay.
fighting is part of his DNA. Yeah, right. That's one thing I would say that with Fabio Wardley.
All right, sorry to interject there, yeah. Sammy, thank you so much for
The 550 sec for the 50 sec. He says Eddie Hearn deserves a phone call or a sit down. Wish Conor Benn all the best in his career. God willing, he will become a world champion. Thank you, brother. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying we cannot begrudge any of these YouTubers for earning any money that they're doing, because the money has to be generated through somewhere. And if they've got an appeal in a certain arena that is drawing the money in, I'm not knocking no YouTuber from earning any form of money to.
And who's supposed to get the money? Someone has to get the money.
It's not that I'm knocking the money what's being generated and being made. If you're making the money, fair play to you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, it's denigrating from the sport, from our sport of boxing.
It's not.
Because no, hold on. What I say is this. Spence, when we was fighting, when we first came into the game, yeah, back in the day.
I wish there was YouTube fighting when I was there.
Huh?
I wish there was YouTube fighting when I was around.
But bro, this is what I'm saying. You brothers sound like them old brother in the barbershop and coming to America. You maybe
I am.
Past, bro.
I'm in that category now.
Sound like them, but you know what? That's why I go barbershop 6 a.m. that no one's there, because I'm tired of hearing you old man chat about what it was like in their time. Bro, times have moved forward.
I understand.
We've got to move forward. Like
I understand this, but
listen, I cannot say I'm not happy with it, because there's an opportunity for you to be involved, Julius, with guys from this era who have been brought up in a totally different world to that world that we were brought in. Yes, it's kind of upsetting when you see these young men making this amount of money when you feel like, well, I'm not upset, but I'm seeing Julius's point of view. When you know that how hard you worked in your time and was not able to receive the revenue.
Right.
But the fact was, there weren't no Instagram, there weren't no YouTube, there
Right.
were none of these platforms which generate so
But
much
what I'm
finance.
saying is not the fact that the guys are earning money.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's the fact that the guys are earning money. I'm saying that the top level elite fighters are from the amateur game. Yeah. And this is what I've heard and seen, is that they're saying, no, I don't want to go into the professional game. I want to go into the YouTube side of things because you can earn more money that way. But then it's taken away from the sport. It's taken away from the sport, especially over here in England.
All right.
And in Europe.
Listen to me. And this is how I'm gonna just done this thing here, because we're dragging too.
It's good, bro. That's why I'm back, fam. That's why I'm back, bro. That's why I'm back. I ain't sitting on no fence.
All right.
With my back on the fence.
Everyone I'm saying is this.
Create conversation.
One second.
Go ahead, Spence.
This Julius is saying that you don't agree with this YouTube boxing, yeah?
I won't say I don't agree with it, but we're taking away from our sport, from the.
Wait. Go on, Spence.
Let me talk.
Go on, Spence.
We are all, every single one of us is guilty of playing a certain role or a certain game.
Right.
Now, I'm saying this. If you are around somebody who brings magnetism, that draws people out of their house, that people want to go buy subscriptions, that want to go watch fights and all the rest of it, then you can't be criticized for being part of the circus. And the reason being is this: if we were to go back in history, now I'm sure it was, and Tunde, he was at the fight.
What fight?
Manchester.
What
you know
fight?
What I mean? Was it? It was January of 2000.
2000.
January of 2000. You, Julius Francis, went and fought Mike Tyson, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Wait
of course.
there. And this is no disrespect because you're my brother, but you took an advertisement on your bottom of your boot.
Right. But this wasn't to do with. It wasn't to do with.
Hey,
no,
Julius,
but hold on.
Julius,
Let me clarify this.
Julius, man, just double jab right and you have finished.
No, because look, but I'm going to clarify this, and I have said this over the years. I've said this over the years.
Go on.
That advertising was maybe in its, I don't know, especially in boxing. I didn't know about advertising in boxing then. Right? It was in its infancy in
bro, Julius,
no, hold on.
Julius, you're stuttering like Paul Smith, bro.
Huh? Say again?
You're stuttering like Paul Smith.
No, I'm saying what I felt and what I feel. As far as I knew, the advertising in boxing wasn't that big. Yeah, and I obviously back then YouTube was. I don't know if YouTube was around. I can't remember. So if you was a reporter came and stuck a thing under a microphone under your nose and spoke to you. If there was an opportunity to make extra money outside of the boxing, that's what you did. Yeah. I'm not talking about the boxing. I'm talking about the boxing itself.
Yes.
Julius.
Yeah, but that was my whole thing, Julius.
Same thing,
No, but Julius, that was my, wait. Spence, that was my whole thing. You know, and Julius, that was my whole thing in a minute. And the point you just made about it wasn't, you didn't really, it's just that the fighters were not educated on this thing.
Right. That's right, yeah.
We were left in the dark. We didn't.
Yes. So 100%.
We were taken advantage of.
Yes, 100%.
You understand? So we can't begrudge these.
But that's not my issue.
What's your issue then?
My issue is that the fighters, about fighters in general. Yes. What I was going to say earlier is that when we was fighting, we had pride in ourselves to fight, and it was not just that you was going for a title or you was fighting for your area or whatever. You had pride about boxing. Now, for me, what I see is there is no real pride in the game anymore.
I wouldn't say that, Spence.
I
wouldn't say that because you have a lot of guys. I mean, let's just not complicate it. Let's just talk about the top guys at the moment. The guys, namely Terence Bud Crawford, namely Shakur Stevenson, who is on his way to becoming, if not the #1 pound for pound fighter, he's almost there. That these guys take their craft very seriously.
Yes.
And I don't think.
And are you going to say any one of those guys are going to go on to the crossover boxing?
Well, not at this moment.
No.
But no, wait.
No.
Wait. Tyson,
because Terence Bud Crawford would never say he's going to go to crossover boxing. For what reason?
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams the baddest man on the planet would fight Jake Paul?
But I'm going to say and quantify that with, and it's hard for me to say this, but I think with the Tyson thing, with Tyson crossing over, there's other factors involved, and that's financially other factors for him, which was for me, I think it was a terrible idea.
Okay, so what about AJ?
Well, again, you can't turn down 93 million. You'd be a madman.
Then you're again. We're saying it's a contradiction.
It's a bit of a contradiction there, Julius.
It's a contradiction. And let me tell you something. There is a contradiction. There's a precedent.
Sorry, go on.
There's a precedent for this even further back. Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Spencer.
Low-key.
Break it down, bro.
Right. That's what Muhammad Ali did, the same thing. And not only that, but Muhammad Ali fought loads of little exhibition things. I remember he fought what was it? The guy was
the wrestler. The Chinese wrestler.
That's Inoki. That's Inoki in Japan.
Yeah.
But then Muhammad Ali also went up against some 49er, some American football player.
But also you gotta understand, he'd been out of boxing for
no. This is when Muhammad
was that after he came back?
This is when Muhammad Ali was world champ after 19.
All right, I'll stand corrected.
Even
for charity, yes, he did do that. That's how he brought Don King into the game, and he did that one in Cleveland for a hospital. But I'm saying that Muhammad Ali did those kind of things. Now, the thing is this: we can't take away from. Unfortunately, boxing is evolving into something different. But the crux of it, where the great men in their prime are willing to fight each other, then I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem with. What I'm saying is this: it'd be different if somebody in their prime, was to go and fight a YouTuber. That's a big disrespect.
So, as Anthony Joshua in his prime fights Jake Paul.
It was killing.
What Anthony Joshua's and any man in his prime is gonna, if you're gonna get called out like that by a YouTuber, he went and done what he should have done. Smashed the granny out of the guy.
Yeah, but Jake Paul is
and walked away with the money.
Jake Paul.
And that is exactly what he should have done.
Right.
With pride.
Yeah, but listen to me. Let me tell you.
93 million, no one's gonna turn it down.
Right, exactly, Julius. You'd come out of retirement right now.
But you do
realize about the guy.
Wait, Julius, you do realize AJ didn't kill my man, innit?
Huh?
You do realize he didn't kill Jake Paul.
And so he should have.
Yeah,
he should have.
But that's my point.
Because he was former heavyweight champion of the world, getting called out by a YouTuber.
Two-time heavyweight champion. Two-time.
By a YouTuber. All right, twice, 2 times. But he's getting called out by a YouTuber. Do what you're meant to do.
Yeah, and there's
beat the granny out the guy, break his jaw, leave him in a heap.
Would you say, Julius, that...
Sorry?
Would you say that with the, the influx or the introduction of YouTubers coming in or being involved with professional boxing has had a positive or a negative effect to the sport on a whole?
It's brought different eyes to the game. But my thing is this: you're not going to you're not going to set up a fight with a YouTuber on a daily basis, on a regular basis, week in, week out, with YouTubers versus pro fighters.
Well,
It
I mean,
doesn't work. It won't happen.
that may be true, but also what you have to realize now, what Misfit have done, they have actually formed a professional side. So now,
So they're
you know
professional. They're professional. There's a professional. They are at professional level.
Yes.
They're not. It's not a YouTuber fighting a pro guy. They're professional fighters fighting professional fighters.
But you do know there's some YouTubers that can beat certain professional fighters, right? I'm telling you, Drew. There's some very good YouTubers.
As I've said, and I'm not saying Fabio Wardley was a YouTube fighter, but Fabio Wardley came from nowhere.
No. Bro, I don't want you to put Fabio in this conversation.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll be honest with you. Because Fabio was someone who went into white collar boxing.
Yes, a white collar fighter.
White collar boxing, and you know, ended up being a sparring partner for Dillian White, and Dillian White noticing that talent,
how good he was,
then turning professional. This brother knocked out everybody's thoughts.
That's what he did. He became a professional fighter.
But you can't blame. Listen, I mean, we're talking about people who have millions of followers. You can't buy them. You can buy them.
Of course, you can buy them.
But what I'm trying to say is, you can have 1 million followers and get like 10 views. We all know you bought them. But what I'm trying to say,
buy it. But this is what I'm saying about the YouTubers, and even as far as I could go so far as to say, some professional fighters that have platforms outside of the daily grind of boxing. The more clicks they get, the higher they go up in the rankings.
I don't think so. That's my point. I don't think that's necessary. Well, I mean, I look at the rankings quite regular, and I ain't seeing no YouTubers in the top 10 of the WBC, the WBA,
not
the
YouTubers,
IBF,
not
the
YouTubers,
WBO.
but
I don't.
But guys with guys that are
still got to follow
TikToks and YouTube and followings.
But that's why I think the misunderstanding is, Julius. Regardless if you've got 2 million followers on TikTok, the sport of boxing has a process you have to go through. You have to fight elimination bouts. You have to fight interim bouts. You can't just have 1 million followers and be installed in the top 10 of. You got to be able to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember.
Listen, my man. Listen, I can't forget out. Listen, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Savinda. Hello,
to...
gents. Bottom line, boxing is a business now. Pure and simple. Money talks. Fighters like Frank Bruno, as an example, who never stopped until he got a world title belt. Money never comes into it.
Let me read that again for the people. Hello, gents. Bottom line, boxing is a business now. Pure and simple. Money talks. Fighters like Frank Bruno, as a example, who never stopped until he got a world champ belt. Money never came into it. Well, that's where I feel like fighters were not educated. It's not because they didn't want the money. It's just because they were fighting through pure spirit and hunger. It was the only reason somebody gets it. The only reason pride
drove the man all every day. And I never understood this about Frank until I understood about boxing.
Yeah.
How deep Frank went in himself to get that world title. And the losses he had, and the losses he suffered, and the setbacks he had, and how deeply it affected him.
Yeah, but I don't think that is different from any other true fighter, Julius. I think that every single fighter that you see there that has either reached to the top of the mountain, got over the top of the mountain, has in their own way suffered some form of, struggle.
All right, think about this.
Been through it. You can't get to the top any way else.
We have some of these YouTubers, and I see it sometimes on the social media where these guys are calling out each other. You want to fight me? And let's do it. Let's do it on YouTube or whatever social media and make money. That's what they say. It's not about pride, it's about making money.
Well,
And
we live in the economic.
that's where it fails.
So okay, so what was the promoters doing it for all these years?
Yeah, no, and I understand 100% what you're saying.
Man. Like, bro, this ain't no rocket science, Drew. This ain't rocket science. Promoters ain't putting on shows because they like us.
Right.
Because they may like us. You know, you build a relationship.
I like what we bring
with the people. But ultimately, it's the bottom line. Now, what people are willing to do, the friendships they're willing to sacrifice for money, that's a whole different conversation.
Right. Yes.
But it's called prize fighting for a reason, bro. It's private. It's money. It's money. And now we've got these young kids who have realized that we can generate money in other ways. TikTok, you know, people, you got to listen, man. I've seen these YouTubers at work. They work bloody hard, mate. They work hard, Drew. I'm telling you, it's a full-time 16, 17 hour a day job. It's hard. I would even go so look, a lot of these fighters are not, we know how these fighters train. 2 hours in, gone. And that's why they 2 hours in, they're gone.
No, you can't. You can't. As a fighter, you can't be like that.
We know, but I'm just stating the facts. You know, so you can't begrudge someone who's worked hard in that field, created all these followers and everything like that. You know, that's eyes. That's why we got television. That's why we got internet. This is why we got.
So, what are you, a YouTuber or a boxer?
Well, that's going to be the decision for the individual.
There's my.
That's gonna be the decision. But one thing I can tell you for sure. One thing I can tell you for sure. If you ain't taking boxing seriously, boxing ain't gonna take you seriously. Found out. Exactly.
You get found out. And this is what we see so many times. I see this so many times with those guys that you know, but hold on, why is he fighting for a title and he's only had 5, 7, 10 fights?
It might be good enough.
And then you put him in with someone who's half decent and he gets found and they get found out.
Lomachenko was good enough. He lost in his second fight.
Lomachenko, yeah, but Lomachenko is a different kettle of fish.
No, but there's always
he had an extensive amateur boxing career. He didn't come in as a D or C class fighter. He came in as an elite fighter.
But that's why they can't fight for world titles. We're getting
even Bud Crawford. Even when you're talking about Bud Crawford and Shakur Stevens and them, they were elite fighters as amateurs. They learned the game as amateurs.
100%.
They were Olympians.
We want to move on from this. We want to move
on. And high class amateur fighters in their other respective sports. Like Bud Crawford was a wrestler, a collegiate wrestler at the very top level.
We're going to agree to disagree on this. We've both got opinions, but my thing is this.
Yeah, it's cool.
My thing
is it has gone on a bit long.
No YouTuber, Spence, no YouTuber ain't fighting no legitimate world title because there is a process and a ranking system. Now, you made a point about, and we all made a point about promoters. Spencer was touching on it. One thing I will ask you, do you think the influx of promoters again is a positive or a negative for the sport of boxing?
I think let
me ask Spencer that. Let me ask Spencer that one first, please.
The influx of promoters?
Yes.
No, there's the influx of good promoters, then I ain't got no problem with it. You have an influx of promoters, but they're shit.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the main ones. We always got Frank, Eddie. Top Rank, Bob Arum. Showtime's no longer. We now have Zuffa, Turkey Al Sheikh, Riyadh Season, and you know, Spencer Brown is a promoter as well. Yeah. So, but working all in line. So, you know, these are probably six. Ben Shalom. Let's not forget Ben Shalom.
Great job,
also
right?
Massive in the game now. The Zone, BBC. So we got 6 or 7.
We need more. Promoters. We need more promoters. Yes. Therefore, because competition.
Southerland, sorry.
Southerland.
They're doing
the thing is, with promoters, you have to understand right at the bottom of the game are the small hall promoters that are bringing those guys along. If you don't have small hall promoters, that because we have fights going up and down the country all the time. If you don't have those small hall promoters and fighters or guys coming into the game, we're not going to get the likes of Bud Crawford or Fabio Wardley or Itoma, because we're not going to see them, because we're like those small halls they're the grassroots to the game. So we have to have those guys.
Yeah.
We have to have those guys. And I remember, I don't know if you remember him, Spen. I can't remember his name, but he used to come over from Europe and bring the Eastern European guys. I think you
Philip Fondue.
Huh?
Philip Fondue.
Oh, Philip Fondue, that was his name, yes. So he was that guy that brought fighters over, maybe as they were, some of them was, or a lot of them was considered journeymen. They was just over there, coming over here to earn a pound note. You had to have those guys in the game to bring other guys along. Because if we didn't have those, dare I say, that you wouldn't have seen some of the guys that came through back when we was fighting in the positions they are and they were back in the day. You know, fighting for titles and coming through the game.
What I'm saying is we need more good promoters. Okay, it's like
I don't understand, Spencer.
What would you say is a good promoter then?
Thank you. That's
how would you describe a good promoter?
I'm going to explain to you. We need more good promoters that are literally promoted, not putting the onus on the fighter to promote. Then you got to turn around and say, like, you have good promoters and then you got great promoters. Like, so I've been fortunate to know the great promoters. When we're talking about the small hall promoters do exactly the same hard work as what the big hall or the big spectrum promoters do. It's the same amount of time that you're putting into things. You know what I mean? I'm not promoted. So it's about your vision. You know what I mean? So when we're looking at small promoters, look at that. Unfortunately, like Steve Goodwin's has retired from promoting. He just made an announcement, right? And big up Steve Goodwin, because I've had guys part on his shows and stuff like that. Philip boxed on his show. Was it?
Say that again, Spence? Sorry.
Philip Bowles when he won the. No, that was a Elliott show, innit? That was a Mickey Elliott show.
I think so.
Yeah, right. But I'm just trying to say, as Julius was saying, those guys are needed. But when you say, I don't think it's a bad thing that we got all of these promoters now.
Yeah,
good thing, because if you're a talent, i.e., or you have a commercial value, right? If you have a commercial, and you have a commercial value, it has got to be aligned with some form of talent, right? Because no one ain't gonna put millions and millions of pounds into you if they're not gonna recoup that money. Right? They're not doing it because they like you. Like, oh yeah, I want to see him do good.
Yeah, they're not doing it because it's like,
right? So if they're doing it because it's a business, I'm saying, like, I think it's good that we've got all of these promoters out here now. I think it's good that all of these promoters are kind of bickering and going back and forth with each other and all the rest of it. It's good, because all it's going to do is you're going to have to go and treat your commodity better, because if you don't, you're going to lose them. How about that one? And me being an ex-fighter, and everyone on his ex-fighters, right? That's only a good thing, because that brought us into the game. People are getting rewarded by it. So I think it's good that these guys are going back and forth with each other.
And then it goes back to what you were talking about at the start of the program, the Conor Benn situation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a prime example. So now it's gonna, if you have a commodity, or you got like the top promoters ain't gonna sign no one who don't think gonna go do well anyway, right? All that means is, like, we now literally gotta watch our backs, because for a little while this game is swings and roundabouts. So someone could have in their they could have a monopoly on things, right? As they got monopoly, if you got monopoly, that means that you can dictate, look, you're fighting this day, this is how much you're getting, that's what we got in the kitty, blah blah, and that's it. Now everything's open. So because it's open, it's only a good thing. I'm only to see the benefits for the fighters, because I've been an ex-fighter. So I want to see guys earn as much money as possible.
Sorry, I've got my little cat here.
What's her name?
Noir.
Who?
Noir.
Noah.
Noir, yeah.
Okay.
But she's a tortoise girl.
Why can't you just name the cat Patrick or something?
Yeah.
Patrick or
Miss, she's a girl. She's a pretty little girl.
What country you from, Julius? What country your family from?
Patrick or something.
What country your family from?
I'm West Indian, St. Lucian, Jamaican.
So what kind of name is that? What kind of name?
St. Lucian, Jamaican.
That's why I know, like, but you was really raised because you're St. Lucian, innit?
Huh?
Bro,
that's from St. Lucian.
Yeah, my dad's St. Lucian, yeah.
Why culturally we always got to come with these Shanshika?
Yeah, exactly.
Shanshika, Noah. Bro,
Noah is French.
Call the cat Patrick or John or even
you can't call the pretty cat like that, Patrick.
Patrick's a good name, mate.
That is in Julius, because any owl taken, that cat would just be called Puss, and that's.
All right, listen. Let's talk some boxing. All right. Well, yeah, me personally, I agree. I mean, I've let you two have your opinion. I definitely agree. I think. Listen, boxing now, we're going through a transition where you know, for the first time in history, boxers can actually start getting the money they really deserve. And I feel like this is where, you know, the kind of bitterness is with the olds. I'm not talking about you, Julius, but I can even understand the bitterness of old school fighters who worked hard, who dedicated themselves to the sport, that literally fought with passion and pride, not receiving the financial remuneration they should have got for the effort they put in. But in this day and age now, I think it's a great thing, and I think that boxers now, bro, it's like a footballer in a lower division. He's still got enough money to take care of himself, his family, and what have you. Whereas in boxing, for the history of boxing, we're only talking about 1 or 2% that actually can break that financial barrier, where they can look after themselves, their family, and give their children and even their siblings' children good education.
Generational.
You understand what I'm saying? And I was having this talk about the generational thing the other day, but you know, at least the people that they can see now, which is their family, the close family, and I feel like that's only good for boxing. And as Spence said, we now have a situation where one promoter can offer you this amount of money, but not, and in the past where you have to accept that, another promoter can say, yeah, you know what, boom. It's like footballers. It's been happening in football for years.
Yeah.
You know,
for a long time.
Being low to one club, and then a guy saying, bro, we'll give you 100 million. Just go and kick some ball in Saudi for a season. You think a man's not taking that? A man's taking that. So it's the same with boxing, and I think it's great because I think globally everyone always knows and has always had the belief boxing is the hardest sport in the world.
Oh yeah,
it is the hardest sport in the world. So if it is, and we all three of us know that it is, then why shouldn't the financial side of it equal?
The financial rules be at the very top.
So
you're right.
All right, listen, the Gypsy King, the one and only Tyson Fury is back in town. He's coming for total dominance. He's coming to reclaim the throne. Julius, what's your thoughts on this? And is this fight a potential banana skin for Julius?
For Tyson.
For Tyson, sorry.
It's the guy's name is Magnomedov, isn't it?
Magnomedov, yeah.
He's tough. He's durable. He's a puncher.
My boy, what's my boy's name? The White Rhino.
Dave
Rock him up.
Dave Allen. Yeah. And I think, did Dave Allen have him hurt any time?
No, he had a good few moments. Dave did have a good few moments.
He had a couple good moments with him, but he never really pressured him.
He couldn't put it.
And I think as with Tyson, it's his comeback. Because we can say it's his comeback because he's not fought for maybe over 2 years now.
Yes, I believe so.
Roughly, something like that. So, and it's all right. And we all know about Tyson's mental abilities. about recuperate when he's coming back from adversity.
Yes,
This guy's going to be this Magnumov is going to be up for it, but it
definitely.
depends. And I would like to see that Tyson has actually put in the work, training wise, not just. And I said this about when he fought Usyk. He had to get fit to fight. So he was fit, but he wasn't fight fit. Being fight fit is a whole different level and a whole different process of being fit. You know, so I hope now that he comes back fight fit, and because
Interesting.
and that mentally that takes you forward as well.
I'm gonna say that I saw Tyson Fury a few months back, and he was hitting the pads. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
No, he hitting the bag, Tunde. I thought it was John Fury punching the bag, Tarati. Right? I'm gonna be real. Tyson looked like an old man, and
Right.
then
Okay.
he went to Thailand to do some training. And if you look at him aesthetically, he looked young. He looked fresh. He looked fresh. And as far as I'm concerned, that's good. I'm just gonna be real. I don't believe that Magnus will be any trouble to Tyson Fury, bar his size, because he's a big guy, right? He's not little, right? But I did see when Cabello broke him up. That was but Cabello is a very, very good fighter.
Yeah, Cabello is a bit different. He's a bit special, that one, I think.
Fighter, man, good fighter. But I still believe that Tyson Fury could fiddle most people, and I don't think it's going to be a greatly overly spellbounding performance by Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury needs opponents that he's fearful of, that you see the best hit wary of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the only time we can really doubt that is maybe his first comeback fight after maybe the addiction. When he fought Francis Ngannou. Maybe he didn't take that fight as serious. But
Yeah,
we're talking about
now we saw that.
We're talking about somebody who, by his own admission, Colin Hart, before he died, said that, Frank Bruno was always a certain. I think he said Daniel Dubois was a certain to win a world title. AJ was a certain to win a title, but he said Tyson Fury was always the dark horse. He wasn't expected to do the things that he done. So when I heard that at the awards, when I heard that that Colin Hart said at the awards, that made me realize that one thing I've kind of always known, that Tyson has something deep within that motivates him to get on that road.
Yes.
Because people always knock his shape. People always knock Tyson's shape and everything. But bro, this guy has get licked down so many times and come back up. Tyson does his road work. And I'm telling you, the road work is the key to Tyson Fury. The road work.
Well, I've always said about Tyson that as far as his shape is concerned, he's built like a potato with two stringy arms and two stringy legs. But his boxing IQ is
very
just
high.
out of this, as far as heavyweight boxing is concerned.
Yes.
So, and I've always said he does everything that that a person of that kind of size and shape shouldn't be able to do.
Yes. I mean, look. Let's look at it. Let's look at it statistically. Okay, so he's lost 2 fights against
Usyk, yeah.
But they were very close. Yeah, it wasn't Usyk didn't just walk through and have a.
Well, I wouldn't say the first one was close. I'm not going to say the first one was close.
Well, the second one was a good fight.
It was a good fight, yeah.
The second one was a good fight.
No, the second fight was close, man. The second fight was close.
The second fight was close. So
it was closer. It was,
Tyson really has come up short against, again, generational champs. And maybe the honest truth is none of these guys from this generation can beat Alexander Usyk. He's just that good.
He's that guy.
It probably would take someone from the generation coming through to finally topper him. But his generation, I don't believe anyone is good enough or has the IQ to beat him right now. But Tyson, going back to Tyson Fury, it's kind of like, it's one of those kind of like sad movies when you see your hero, there's nothing left. and you feel like he's just coming back to make up the numbers. And I don't really
I
want to
hope
look
not.
at
I hope not.
yeah, we don't want to look at Tyson like that, you know. And so I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I tell you something, I'm not betting against him because bro, Tyson Fury.
I've done it too many times and lost money.
Yeah. I'm not betting against Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury, he's got that thing. Like he will really put you in a trance with his boxing skill. I mean, when I watched him against who did he fight at Tottenham? Against Derek
Chisora.
Derek Chisora, yeah. And I was ringside there, and then I was ringside for Dylan White as well.
Yeah.
I was like, my God, like his punches even sound different.
Yeah.
They were fast, and
I've got Wembley for the Dillian White fight, and I thought that Dillian would come out different. He came out as a southpaw, and then kind of reverted straight back to what he normally does.
Dillian wasn't a mad thing,
and it weren't. It wasn't.
Bro, I was there. I was like, bro, what's going on? But you know, listen, every man, boxing. Go on.
I think with the Chisora fight, as far as I was concerned, it was Chisora just getting paid to get beaten up because he was that far behind from the get-go. He was just like being used.
I don't really think, you know what, again, sorry to cut you, but I don't think, I mean, I look at fighters and I hear fighters, I hear people say that about fighters. One thing, I mean, I can only talk about people that I can see and that I know. Derek don't never appear to me and has never appeared to me that someone who's just going in there to just get a payday. He's going in there to rock it out.
Right.
It just happens. Sometimes someone's just too good for you, and that's it.
I think, yeah, maybe that was then me saying that is maybe being disrespectful to Derek. Yeah. So I'll obviously retract that. Yeah. But it was a case of the levels.
That's it.
Performance was so different.
Yeah,
in that fight. And then
is a supreme
again, boxer. Sorry?
Tyson is a supreme boxer.
Yeah. And the fact that with Derek Chisora, over the years watching him, I've came to understand that he's a very, very tough, hard-headed.
Yeah, you know, like when you used to have hair.
One of them ones you can beat him with a chair leg and he ain't gonna move.
Tunde, I've never had that problem, sir. I have
your
texture of tough hair. But anyway.
We know that. Thank you, Semi, again for the 50 sec. He said John Fury's concern for his son's comeback should be acknowledged. That was a father speaking. Well, we could say the same about Chris Eubanks Sr., but it was still there for both fights for Chris Eubanks against Conor Benn. So, bro, some of these fathers, they show this concern, but bro, have the concern way before. You understand? And I'm like, sometimes the fathers want to be more in the limelight than the actual fighter.
Yeah, sorry, I'm of the other opinion that John Fury, wherever Tyson's coming out and doing his thing, John Fury wants to take that limelight, and I'm kind of over it. I think it's beyond. It's gone beyond any form of entertainment. It's just become kind of crass and sickening, really.
It's kind of a bit. It's repulsive, really. No, I'm just being real. Like, I don't want to see my dad up there pulling off his shirt and like that. But you know, listen, he's of a certain way. That's John, you know, but I wouldn't say nothing bad to his face. I don't want no beef. You get what I'm saying? But that's his thing. Tyson's his son, so I guess he has to deal with that, you know, looking at, you know, and knowing that people are looking at your dad in a particular way, but maybe he doesn't care about it. But that's family business. I never like to get involved in family business, but John Fury, he has a right. It's his son. They come from his, as he says, his loins. So he has a right. He has a right to say what he wants about his son and how he thinks his son comes. But we are acknowledging it, brother. We are acknowledging it.
Now I'm just saying this, Tyson Fury,
yes,
is going to bruck up Magnumov.
Yeah, I hope so.
Listen, he's got
seven and 9 rounds. Then
I don't know I don't know about the. I don't even about him stopping him. I'm think about he'll break him up for 12 rounds.
Magnumov is not a joke. I think what happened with him, he gave everybody the blueprint because he done a video with a man clapping him with a metal bar around his abdominals. So man just clap him around his abdominals and drop him.
Okay. Okay.
Man drop him. Man just, so the 2 times he's got stopped, I think it's body shots. So,
Yeah.
you know, but prior to that, he was one of the most feared heavyweights out there just because of his size and his stature.
When I saw him fight, it was 2003 in Saudi. Tyson Fury in Ghana undercard. I was very. He broke up this poor little Yankee man.
Yeah. And so we'll see. I mean, Tyson, again, there are no soft touches with Turkey and that. If they're paying you this kind of money, you got to fight. And I think that's another good thing about what we will see now with the sport of boxing. I feel like, listen, keeping your O is not realistic. Fighters lose.
No.
Fighters lose. If you're keeping your O, that means you ain't fighting nobody.
Because that's right. There you go.
Ain't fighting nobody. So when fighters knock fighters that have tried to challenge themselves and come up short, that's boxing. Everybody, that's real boxing. You can't.
And I think.
Listen. Oh, go on, Drew. I know you're.
I think that again comes down to that pride thing. Again, for me,
it's listen. Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I've heard Crawford and many others. Floyd kind of like put that in people's head that you have to retire undefeated. Undefeated,
bullshit.
And really, in truth, as I said, if you're finishing your career, you're either and we do get them. We do get the Joe Calzaghes. We do get the Andre Wards. We do get the Floyd Mayweathers, and we do get the Terence Crawfords. But you're talking about 4 fighters I named there and Rocky Marciano in the history of the sport. I mean, the real champions. I'm not talking about undefeated on the Misfits or undefeated on white collar boxing. I'm talking about undefeated, unified champions. There's very few of them. So, which means that if we're getting real fights, somebody's gonna win and somebody's gonna lose.
And again with Crawford, undisputed, unbeaten
in 3 different weight classes.
3 weight classes, yeah. And then you have Inoue as well. Is he Japanese?
Japanese, yes.
Japanese fighter who, again, what they call him, the monster.
Yeah, but I think he has to come to America. He has to fight some top guys, really.
Yeah, I think as far as when I've watched him, he's just been like that guy, phenomenal puncher. I can't see a lot in his weight division that will do anything with him. So,
what we'll see. I mean, everyone's talking about him. But ultimately, he's gonna have
because he reminds me. Actually, he reminds me of a young what's his name? Manny. Yeah, a young Manny back in the day. Yeah.
Is that because he looks Asian?
No. Just no. You can't say that, man. Come on, please. No, he just reminds me of the way Manny was back in the day, because Manny was like a wasp nest. That's how I describe Manny back in the day. He was just all over you. No matter where you was, he was all over you.
So would you say so we can just touch on this so we can go jump on the other fight that's happening on April the 4th. Would you say this show, because it's a big show, and also you got Conor Benn versus Regis Prograis on there as well?
Yes.
Right? Also on that show, Jamie TKV
fight Richard Rapport. Good fight.
Rapport for the British title. Julius's old belt. What do you think for that fight, Julius?
Well, I think I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think Rapport is going to have too much for TKV. I think TKV is a strong fighter, but I don't. Watching him, I've kind of seen when he fought, especially when he fought David Adelaide.
Oh, David Adelaide, okay.
Yeah, when he fought David Adelaide for the British title, I think there wasn't enough for me. There wasn't enough utilizing what they've got between them, and that's utilizing their jabs, utilizing standing back and moving their heads and bodies. It was like a jab and grab to me, and that's what and getting to and again, I said this about Daniel Dubois, about learning how to fight inside, becoming a little bit as heavyweights. We don't see this very often. Guys being able to sit down in the pocket and throw punches up to the body, and you know, it's something that's kind of been discarded and lost in the game. Yeah, as heavyweights, because you know you very rarely do you see heavyweights sit down and throw punches upwards.
I think the best guy I can remember for that kind of technique was Riddick Bowe.
Excellent.
Taught by the great Eddie Futch. But you're right, and Julius Francis, I must say.
Well, I don't know if I used to do it, but it was something that I was taught. Sit down and throw in the pocket.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like when I look at today's heavyweights, and this is especially on the domestic scene, that they don't want to fight each other because they don't want to lose to each other. When we was fighting back in the day, you fought if you wanted to reach to the top, and I always say this, if you wanted to reach the number 1 spot, you had to fight the guys. If you was down at number 10, you had to fight 8, 9, 10, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get there. You know? And that's how it was. And
but things...
But the guys nowadays, we've got a lot of good domestic, and when I say good, we've got this dearth of heavyweights now on the domestic scene that want to avoid each other at all costs. This is what it seems to me. And if we're gonna have a genuine guy that's gonna go out into the world to fight and prove that he's the best, why not the domestic fighters fight each other? Why do they all have to avoid each other?
I think the question is, I think there's two answers to that question, Julius. One, sometimes the promoter may not want to risk the asset they have with a guy that really can challenge them, and I can talk from personal experience. Sometimes fighters don't want to fight. They just don't want to fight. They don't want to test themselves. And that's the sport that it is now. It ain't. And I think that it is kind of, there's a positive and a negative. Like everything is polarity, right? So there's positive in things and there's negative in things as well. Ultimately, if you're a good fighter, you want to face the best, or at least if you want to challenge yourself against the best. But because bills have got to get paid, why would I? It's like you get to the number 1 spot and you start picking your opponents. And
but I'm not talking about being at number 1. I'm talking about the guys that are lower than number 1, that are saying that they want to challenge for titles. But like for me, when I say about being a British champion to me was something that when I became a professional fighter, that was the thing that was the only thing that I had in my head. I wanted to become British champion. I said this. I want to become British champion. I didn't know how I was going to become British champion, and I didn't know who was British champion at the time. Heavyweight British champion at the time. But that was my goal. So I see these. All right, Rapp has come up from cruiserweight, light heavy cruiser. Okoli's come up from light heavyweight cruiser, but now they're at heavyweight. You still and you've got the likes of Atoma, the likes of Fraser Clark, what's his name? Who I just mentioned. But Dubois he's already been world champion. Wardley's a world champion. So they're not necessarily on the domestic scene anymore.
Yes.
You've got these guys that are in and around fighting for titles or trying to fight for titles, fighting for British titles. Why are they not fighting each other? Because when I was coming up through the ranks, not as champion, but all the guys that were in and around me, I was saying I need to fight that guy, because if I fight that guy, I'm going to move up a spot. If I fight that guy, I'm going to move up another 2 spots. But here, it's like you look at the tape, you look at the heavyweight division, you're going, right, 9, 10, all these different names, and they're going, right, I'll fight here and I'll fight over there, but I'm not going to fight the guys on the domestic scene because I don't want to lose.
Well, again, I mean, you really answered this question. I think you answered this question, and Spencer answered this question right at the beginning. We didn't have as much promoters, and there weren't no promoters wars. We only had a few. So there was a one umbrella, and everyone was under that one umbrella, which is what Zuffa are trying to do now. They're trying to bring that back. We don't want all these belts here, there, to promote fighters with different promoters here, there, everywhere. We want them under one belt. If you're the champ, you got to fight the next guy. You ain't ducking, you ain't dodging.
And this is what I say now. If you have a Frank Warren, you got Warren, Eddie Hearn, what's his name, who you mentioned earlier? Ben Shalom. Those kind of guys are around the domestic scene of boxing. They've got domestic fighters, domestic heavyweight fighters as well. Why are they not competing? Because I remember with Frank Warren and Frank Maloney, they had the class
Kelly
of
Maloney, please.
the
Kelly
best
Maloney,
heavyweights that were in Britain at the time.
It's Kelly Maloney.
Maloney had
wait, Julius.
Sorry?
Kelly Maloney, mate. Kelly.
I'm talking at the time. Not Kelly now. Frank Maloney at the time.
Bro, but you got to address the man as he is now, or the woman as he is now.
No, because I'm not talking about Kelly. I'm talking about Frank.
Oh, Maloney, you said?
Yes.
So it's Kelly.
No, I'm talking about Frank Maloney at the time.
Cool. But we have to
Frank,
the same
because
person.
Kelly Maloney never had Lennox Lewis. Frank Maloney had Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Kelly Maloney is out of boxing. And I've spoken to Kelly. I speak to Kelly every now and again. Cool. So I don't say this being disrespectful. I do not say this being disrespectful. Yeah. So I'm talking about back then.
Come on.
Frank was my manager.
Yeah.
So they were the two competing, and also with Don King over in America.
Yes.
You know, because Don had Tyson, he was involved in Evander Holyfield. So they were competing. But on the domestic scene, it was Frank Warren and Frank Maloney that were competing against each other to see who had the best heavyweight domestically that could go forward.
Yes.
Now we don't see this. We don't see this at all in the game
because the heavyweights are spread over different promoters.
It doesn't matter where they are in the country. They still had to come and fight each other.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Now I feel like we're gonna get back to that, especially with the zone being or almost there now being the main platform for boxing. The zone. So these fights are gonna be on this platform, massive platform, which has now got Top Rank under their umbrella, which is a big move, you know, because I think Bob was holding out as long as he can, but you know, he's like, bro, I gotta join these guys now. So I think that again is another great move for boxing, and I feel like the utopia of boxing which you want to see. I feel we're in that period now. I feel that is definitely going to happen.
So.
Yeah, I feel that is.
I hope so because I would like to see a bit more push. I've always liked the heavyweight division. That's why I grew up in heavyweights as far as boxing is concerned.
Yeah, that's because you can eat. That's because you can eat.
Huh? I never used to eat back then, though. I was slim and trim.
Now I'm saying, so you don't think for. I'm telling you, I believe that Jamie can cause a lot of problems for Richard Rapp.
It's going to be a fight. I'm telling you.
You think so?
He's got that dog.
I think, yeah.
I tell you why I don't think this is because Rapp. You got to remember, Rapp's been a world champion.
No, he hasn't.
He's fought.
Challenged for a world title against.
Sorry. All right, then he wasn't a world champion, but he's challenged for a world title. So he's at that level. I don't think Jamie has crossed over just yet.
That's a good point.
But what I am saying is this. Jamie has been in the gym regularly on a daily basis. Anthony Joshua sparring with Moses Atama, who everyone's gonna like he's the heir apparent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I think potentially he's the heir apparent, but he has to get there first.
Potential, right? That's right. I'm glad you say that.
Very potential, right? So he's in there with these guys on a daily basis. He's in there, right?
That is only going to improve.
He's only going to improve. And Julius, you know firsthand, when you win titles, it does something to you. It elevates you. I remember when you beat Delaney to become the British champ at the York Hall, right?
No, I'm beating him at King's Hall.
King's Hall, sorry, not King's Hall, yeah. When you beat him at King's Hall. I
Yeah.
remember that fight was shown on ITV, right? And
Was it on ITV?
It's on ITV, yeah.
I didn't even know that because I don't think I might have seen it on video.
Yeah, right? I remember that fight.
Oh, you still got a VHS in your head.
I want to get one. I haven't got one, but I need to get one. I need to do a lot of transfers.
Yeah, right. So I'm saying, so for that fight, from them days, like when you win a title, any title,
yeah.
You don't believe me? Ask Tunde how Joe was training when he won the Southern Area title when he come back in the gym.
No, I saw how he was.
Right.
I saw that elevation.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Right. So, and don't get twisted when it comes to Jamie. Like a lot of people are writing Jay. I think wrongly.
It's not that I'm writing him off. It's not that I'm writing him off. But
Jamie's a fighter, man.
He's tough. But for me, I haven't seen enough of him in the sense that to show his skill set.
Well, he just had 12 hard rounds with Fraser Clark.
It was an Olympian. It was an Olympian.
I'm not.
He's taken that experience.
You know,
I'm saying he's taken that experience from fighting, but from fighting Adelaide, from fighting Clark, from fighting Clark. This is good experience, and to come back from those fights and become a British champion speaks volumes. And this is going to be a good fight, Julius.
Hold on, sorry. TKV now is British champion.
British champion.
Who did he win the British title from?
Fraser Clark.
Oh, he had the stand up with him. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
Yeah,
and that's brought him confidence. He's now a champ. Wearing that belt proudly, walking out on the pitch, football stadium, bro. That's giving him.
Yes, and I understand that. My only issue with that fight, the Fraser Clark fight, was that there was too much holding in the when they got together. There weren't enough. For me, there wasn't enough stand back and let your punches go.
Yeah,
too
much entitlement.
Yes, yeah, and I hope that has changed about it because, and like you say, like I haven't seen too much of him. Yeah, and what I have seen of him, I've kind of been a little bit down on him, but maybe it's going to change.
Sometimes styles make fights. It has got.
And again, like you say, styles make fights.
Yeah, it could be a stinker. It has got that kind of, it's got that kind. I'm telling you, Spence, you're shaking your head, but we're gonna find out in a couple of when is it? Couple of weeks.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out. It's got the reason to be a stinker because them two might just hold each other like they're in a dance.
Tunde, I'm telling you now, I want every.
So what do you find? And so what do you think of Rapport then?
We're gonna go to gents. 9:45. We're gonna lock off here. So we got 15.
Cool.
Just under 15 minutes left. Go carry on.
9:45. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, 9:45.
Right. So what's your take on Rapport?
Me? You ask me?
Yeah.
Very, very concussive puncher, and that is the danger for Jamie. If Richard lands that bingo shot, the fight could be over. But what I know, which I don't still feel, Rich is my guy. I veer more to Richard than Jay because Richard is from ends, grew up on the same bits.
On the block, yeah.
What we haven't really seen the dog in Richard.
Yeah.
But we've seen dog in Jamie, and so
when.
We've seen real dog in Jamie, and he, you know what, for him to
when Richard was at cruiserweight when he fought
Bidham Smith,
Coley.
A Coley.
Yeah, when he fought Coley.
They haven't fought.
No, that Isaac Chamberlain you're thinking about.
Oh, sorry. All right, sorry, my bad.
I get what you're saying, Julius. They're both black and they're both African descent. I get you.
Yeah.
Sorry. When he fought Chamberlain, and didn't you think that was a dog fight?
I can't remember that fight, you know. I can't remember that fight.
A Coley fought Chamberlain. That's
what I'm saying. Rapper ain't fought that. Rapper ain't fought.
I thought Richard
You're talking about a Coley. You're talking about a Coley.
Yeah.
So my bad then. Sorry.
You know, Richard is a knockout merchant. Richard just licks.
So who was Richard's last fight then?
Against Scott Welsh's son.
Scott Welsh's son.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did speak to Scott when I heard that they were taking that fight. And I spoke to Scott.
He told him he should have pulled a sickie.
No. I kind of because I know Tom and I've known Tom for years. I know him since he was a kid.
You should have told him to take
No, but he said, look, the fight, they was offering him good money. It's a chance he was going to take, and obviously it didn't work well for him. But you know, as we've seen, he was okay. I spoke to him after the fight, to Scott, and he said Tommy was okay. You know, but I think with Richard, it wasn't really a test. It wasn't really a test for him. Not hard enough test for the TKB fight. But I think if Richard stays back and uses his jab, then it's going to be a long night or a short night.
But I don't think Jamie's not that type of fighter that he could do that. You're going to have to engage with Jamie, or you're going to have to.
Yeah, no, but this is the thing. What I was saying earlier. If they engage, are they going to be? Is it just going to be hugging and holding?
That's what I'm telling you is going to happen. Spencer don't believe it, but I'm telling you that's what's going to happen.
Tunde, I guarantee you this now.
All right, cool.
All right,
say nothing.
Guarantee you this now, yeah.
All right, cool.
Because we've been down. I've been in the camp with Jamie, right?
But you ain't been in the camp with Jamie when Richard's sparring him. Like I'm telling you, these two styles have the potential to be a stinker. I'm telling you that.
I hear you, but I just know, right, that it won't be because of the occasion, and both men are going to have to fight. Now, this fight, I'm going to be real, right? A lot of people writing off Jamie. I think Jamie, his technical ability is
Are they though? Are they writing him off?
Yeah, a lot of people are. But I'm saying this, Jamie, he reminds me like he's kind of old schoolish in the stuff that he does, you know.
Bro, he's coming from fighting stock. His dad's a champion wrestler. He can fight. Jamie can fight.
I'm telling you.
Wait, so
the body very well. He does.
It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. And Jamie's got one of them. He's quietly confident, and that's what I like about him. And I think it's a good style. You know, obviously Richard has got that menacing one punch KO. You know, it's gonna be a very, very good fight. And I think it's got the potential to steal the fight of the night, and it's also a stinker of the night. So
yeah, you know what? I hear that, and like if I said properly deep it and think, I think you know, Tunde could be right on here, but I don't even want to put that out there. I don't think
Trust me.
Bro. You know what I mean? So I don't think so. But lastly, because we only got 10 minutes and Tunde's we got 7 minutes. Your thoughts, Julius, on Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder. Both
yes.
Again, there's another dogfight. It's another dogfight. In the sense, like I said earlier, with Derek being so hard-headed and tough.
Refugee.
Sorry?
He's a refugee.
No, you can't say that, please.
Yes, I can.
Why? Huh?
What's about you, Spencer, don't even listen to him, Julius. Just let it go over you.
No. So with the pair of them want to go out on a win on their 50th fight. Deontay Wilder's not the guy that used to be.
Of course, yeah.
And well, neither guys is what I used to be. But the thing with Derek is a hard-headed, he's just hard-headed and mean, and he'll grit his teeth and spit at you and everything just to get that win. And the way he wins them overhand rights, and this is, I think, what Wilder's susceptible to, them winging overhand right, and he can get caught. I don't think Derek is not the type of person who's gonna miss punches, but I don't think Wilder's gonna be hitting hard enough to deter him. So I think
that's a big statement to say Wilder's not going to be hitting that hard enough, but I tend to agree.
I can't see
Derek,
because I'm going on the last fight that I saw with Deontay Wilder. He was punching, but he didn't seem to do anything.
In my mind, Deontay Wilder's never been the same since Tyson Fury. He don't have, in my opinion, he don't have the fight in him. And I think
he doesn't have the scariness about him anymore.
Yeah, the aura's gone. I mean, I've stood next to the man when he was at the height of his aura, and I'm being honest with you, it was frightening.
Yes.
The power of the man, the power of his aura was incredible. I remember being just aside from him in New York, he was around his brothers and his team, and I was like, bro, this guy has got a different level of energy. And he was showing that. But I feel like Tyson took something away from him.
Yeah, well, you fight a guy 3 times and you draw, you win, you lose, and you lose the way you lost in the last
fight. If you look at it, usually when people have 3 fights, it is, they're never really the 100% the same.
Never going to be the same. Never going to be the same.
With Derek, I just think this has been scripted perfectly. This is like
for Derek to go out on a high.
To go out on his shield. Derek is gonna knock out Deontay Wilder.
Right, there you go.
In his own town, O2 Arena. It's a beautiful ending to a magnificent career. And I would say even for the both of them, like they've got nothing left to prove. They're both gonna get good paydays. Good paydays.
Sorry, Tunde, to cut you, but it wouldn't surprise me if Derek wins that he's going to scream for a world title. It wouldn't surprise me.
Derek has to allow it. Derek has to allow it. But you wouldn't surprise me either.
Derek Chisora to retire after this fight.
Say again?
Derek Chisora is not going to retire after this
Maybe he did. It wouldn't surprise me.
You know why?
It would not surprise me.
Derek Chisora is going to knock out Deontay Wilder.
We said that.
And then they're going to make Derek Chisora fight the winner of Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, there you
go.
Why
would he do that?
Remember,
why not? Why not? Why wouldn't he do that? Because he'll get paid. I don't know. How much are they going to pay him?
Derek's going to knock out Wilder. I'm telling you, he's going to knock out Wilder.
Derek's family ain't going to have that. They're not going to want his family. His family ain't going to want that, man. And Derek
10, 15 million will kind of whatever. That will kind of
then, come on, man. That means
Derek is a warrior.
No, that means
that's against Spence.
Money thing, but that just means that you're a slave, bro. That means you're a slave. That means if it's all that's what I'm saying about.
Has he called time on his career though? Has he called time on his career?
I believe he can.
Because you got to remember, Derek won't want to go out on just a win.
Derek, well, that's what was he want to go out on a loss?
No, he wants to go out on top. No, if he can go out winning a world title, if Derek can go out, even if Derek can go out losing for a world title, in a world title shot.
The whole thing is, come on, we got to use some. We're all grown adults here, bro.
And I understand what you're saying, but you got to remember this: when did Derek fight for a world title against Klitschko? How long ago was that?
Yeah, I was in the corner. I was in the corner.
Huh? How long ago was that? How long ago?
Bro, that was years ago. Mate.
That was years. That was 2000.
So
right, years ago. And would you have said that Derek Chisora would have retired maybe 2 or 3 years after that?
Well, listen, I think promoters.
But Derek, since then, all Derek has done is fought arguably the best fighters out there. Arguably, the guys that have been coming through. Arguably, now he's fighting Deontay Wilder, former world champion. And if he wins, if he does win, I can't see him not calling for a world title.
Listen,
No. No.
but,
Maybe, I mean, listen, you may be right, Julius. It may be if if they offer him 50 million, Derek ain't saying no, but no one ain't offering Derek 50 million to fight. So I'm like, Derek
5, 10, 15 million, he'll take it. I promise you that.
Derek ain't short of a pound.
No, I'm not saying he's short of a few quid, but 15 million goes a long way.
Yeah, of course it does. But we've got. There's a lot of things to factor in.
Yeah,
his age, his family, his
How old is Derek now? How old is Derek now?
40. He's 40. So
no. That's on his passport age, which is real.
Yeah, he's 40, right? So Derek, bro, I would phone Derek personally, and I'm like, Derek, you have to allow that. You get what I'm saying? Because he's got.
And what does he say? What does he say to that?
No, Derek. Look, he's openly said, he's getting counselling because he, to retire is a hard thing for him.
That's right.
But I believe that he's got the right people around him. He's got people that love him. Come on, man. He ain't gonna top beating Deontay Wilder in London on his 50th fight. That's it. There ain't no more story left. Anything else is damaging himself. Else is damaging himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to realize this. 50 years ago, George Foreman and Ron Lau fought in one of the greatest heavyweight clashes.
Up, down, knock down, up, down, knock down, knock down.
There's a lot of similarity between these two because one was a former world champion in George Foreman, and one was a man that challenged for a world title in Ron Lau, who lost to Muhammad Ali when he got stopped in the 11th round. There was a lot of synergy. That was a 50th fight.
Yes.
That was 50 years ago. I hope that spectacular like that. You know what I mean? But in the fight, but I really want to see a proper dust up for these two men and let both men, if that is the case, to retire, then let them retire after this fight. But
they have to retire. Yeah. Both of them have to retire. Both of them have to retire.
This is a really good fight, This is a really good fight because it's intriguing and it's also capturing the imagination of the public. Hence why,
the general public. That's right.
Tunde and Julius France will have opinions on it. I know Tunde said he has to go, so Tunde can use his magical words so he can jump off and then sweet, mate.
May I just say, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure being with both of you this evening.
We're back, man.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Thank you.
It's great. I'm sure that the listeners. They're gonna rewatch this and get enough joke. It's been great, man. It's been great, Julius, and great.
All right, thank you.
Good night. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we end the show in exactly the same way we started it, with the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, I wish everyone a plum-pleasing next 7 days, and let your 7 days be strong days because there are no weekdays. Peace, 2 fingers, we out.
Stay blessed.
Yeah.